Court calls the case of the people versus Trevante Thomas. All right, what are we doing on this?
Your Honor, we are just asking for a brief adjournment. I did just go over with Mr. Thomas how to go about getting a valid driver's license. So he does just need a little bit of time to get that done.
Has he started on it at all?
No, Your Honor, he didn't because he didn't know how the proper procedures and what to do, but I did discuss that with him yesterday.
Well, November 6, 2020 through the end of May 2021, he was just acting stupid. So,
yes, sir.
I'll just put it that way. And
yes,
so that he did, whatever. So otherwise, he'd be clear just to walk in and get a license. So I'm not sure. So on those two things, and you know what I'm talking about, did you get all the fines and costs and everything paid?
That's what I'm working on right now.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. So you still owe money to those courts?
Yes, sir, but I'm paying off one by one. I think I got one case in it was like an older case in Washington that I was paying a fine for, and then I think I'm finishing paying the fine for the ticket, and that should be it with Washington.
Well, hold on. No. So you got the only, I don't know what you're paying off in Washington, so you must have been doing some other stuff too. I don't see that. Yep. You told on yourself. So listen.
No, that's not
all right. I'm not worried about those. The one in Washington, unless it's gonna pop up someplace now that you put that out there. I'm worried about the one out of Howell and the one out of Pontiac.
Oh yeah, well, the one out of Pontiac, they're all just fines and fees at the moment, but
right. And that's what I want to know. Where are you with those? Because you got to clear those to get everything off.
Well, I had paid a $1,000 bond for Pontiac, so I know that $1,000 itself for the bond will pay. Like once I go back to court for that,
I see it. For that. No, I think I got it.
Fees.
Yeah, I got you. Hold on.
Okay.
So here's the thing. Actually, as of late November of last year, for his license anyway, he's, based on what I have, he should be good to go because the suspension's ended.
Okay.
So he needs to still probably get the fines and costs paid off so he doesn't get resuspended. But as of that time, so he needs to get to the Secretary of State and start the process on his license because there shouldn't be anything, at least from what I'm seeing, in the way. He's just plain not valid.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
And quite frankly, given those offenses, probably shouldn't be. I don't want. Where does he live? MC?
Yes, sir.
I don't want him driving around me.
I'm in the backseat right now, sir.
What?
I'm a backseat driver.
Yeah, because you ain't got a license.
Yes, sir. You don't have to worry about me.
I just don't want him rolling up on me because. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I want you to get this process started. Get yourself into the Secretary of State. Get your license.
Yes, sir.
Because I don't know who else is having to drive you around. I bet you they're sick of you. So I'm just saying. He knows I'm right.
Sir. That's the plan for the rest of my day, though. Yes, sir.
All right. Get to the Secretary of State. I'm going to adjourn this out to May 4.
Okay. May 4.
Okay. So that way you should have everything in line. They're probably going to make you take a drive. Have you ever had a license?
No, sir.
Yeah, you did. Then you messed it up when you. Okay, no matter.
I never went to Secretary of State.
You never went to? You never went there?
Not for a license, no. For my state ID, yes. That was it.
Oh, that's right. You didn't. Well, at least your state ID is still valid.
Yes, sir.
Given what I see on the here, I would have taken that from you too. Anyway.
Oh,
all right. Okay. All right.
You have a good day, sir.
Thank you,
You take care.
You too.
Walk into the Secretary of State, they ain't gonna know who he is. Court recalls the case of the People versus Schweitzer.
Thank you, Your Honor.
She's pleading to 1, dismiss count 2.
Correct.
Ma'am, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
State your name, please.
Catherine Schweitzer.
All right. Ma'am, it is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to the charge of operating while intoxicated. Now, that is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, up to a $500 fine plus court costs. The court could order community service, any rehabilitative programs the court deems necessary. Court could also order your vehicle immobilized, could order you to pay the cost of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services. You understand that?
Yes.
Still wish to plead guilty?
Yes.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty. Yes.
And because you believe that you are indeed guilty of this offense?
Yes.
July 14, 2021, at the location of I-94 near Michigan Avenue in Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan, were you operating a motor vehicle?
I'm sorry, my computer just froze.
Okay.
Sorry, can you repeat it?
Sure. July 14, 2021, I-94 near Michigan Avenue in Pittsfield Township, were you operating a motor vehicle?
Yes.
Prior to operating that motor vehicle, had you consumed intoxicating liquor?
Yes.
What did you have and how, or actually had you ingested a controlled substance?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. And what was that controlled substance that you ingested?
Xanax.
All right. Were you ultimately stopped by the police? Or
Yes.
was there an accident?
There was an accident.
What happened?
I basically got caught in a roundabout with a motorcyclist, one of 4 motorcyclists. And I guess there was some confusion about who had the right of way.
Okay. And what happened?
I got cut off basically, and I didn't have the reaction time, I guess.
Okay. And what happened?
I hit the motorcyclist.
Okay. That's what I was getting at. You struck another vehicle.
I would say he struck me, but yeah, that's not how it was at any point recorded. I mean, documented.
Ma'am, let me just ask you, did the taking of the Xanax, did you have a prescription for it?
Yes.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I may,
yeah.
In her blood was also amphetamine, MDA, MDMA, and then the alprazolam.
And Ms. Schweitzer, was the amount of Xanax that you consumed that day or the day prior to the accident in excess of what your prescribed dosage amount is?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And the other drugs that were in your system, you have prescriptions for any of those?
I am on a stimulant called Vyvanse that I'm prescribed. The MDMA, no, it's ecstasy.
Yeah, I know. Okay. And so you acknowledge that you had that in your system or had ingested it and it was in your system.
Yes. I only mention everything else because I'm looking at taking these motorcyclists to court.
Okay. So you weren't going to tell me the truth to try to give yourself an advantage in another proceeding? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I wouldn't. I am telling the truth. They hit me.
Your Honor, the report from the other witnesses indicate that it's a hit and run.
I did not run.
Ms. Schweitzer, in terms of
look, let me just do this. If I'm a bit, given the answers, I'm a bit uncomfortable taking this plea. Because I'm not sure that she's indicating that she had done anything wrong there or that she was indeed intoxicated.
I said I took the Xanax in excess of what I was prescribed.
Yeah, but ma'am, you didn't mention any of the other drugs.
Is that, I have to mention that?
Okay, look, here's what I'm going to do.
We're not going to take this.
You don't have to mention anything to me. You can mention it to a jury.
I'm honestly, I'm not trying to be facetious at all. I didn't know that.
Know, ma'am, but when when I'm taking a plea, I expect people to tell me the truth and tell me everything. I have to make a determination as to whether or not you committed a crime. So you tell me everything that you did. I asked you, did you ingest any controlled substance? You told me one. It wasn't until the prosecutor spoke up that I found you got other stuff flowing around in your blood. I'm not taking the plea.
Understood.
You can talk, I will give you an opportunity to talk with your client about how she should handle herself during the taking of a plea, regardless of what she may want to do in the future.
Understood.
I'll adjourn this out 2 weeks.
Thank you, Your Honor. We'll have that conversation.
2022.
April 20th. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. We'll be in contact, Ms. Schweitzer.
Thank you.
All right. And so that concludes that block. And so I can soon start by 1 o'clock as soon as we get that set up. Okay. So court's going to stand in brief recess, which I'm probably going to need after that last case. Thank you. Calls case, People versus Benita Wilson.
Caitlin Kirby on behalf of the people.
Benita Wilson did not check in. Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear, bond $5,000, 10%. Warrant will issue this Friday. Court calls case, People versus Benjamin Woods.
Caitlin Kirby on behalf of the people.
Pardon, Your Honor.
Count 2 on that complaint alleges that at that same time and at that same location, it alleges the...
I'm here. I couldn't get my phone to work.
Who the heck?
I couldn't get my phone to work.
Okay. Who are you?
I'm Benita Wilson.
What did I do with her? I issued a bench warrant for her. Okay, ma'am.
I'm Benita Wilson.
Okay, I know now. And so does everybody else. So
okay,
listen.
well, I don't want no warrant.
Okay, well, you almost got one, but what I'll do is the file hasn't gone down. We'll call your case in a minute. Okay? They muted her. Okay. Mr. Woods, I'm trying to remember where I was. Count 2. All right. That count is fair to stop after a collision. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, who is that? Is that Mr. Wilson again? Okay, Ms. Wilson, you can hear me. Don't talk. I'm going to recall your case right after I get done. Here. Just nod your head. Don't unmute. Just nod your head. Okay, real good. All right. Back again to you, Mr. Woods. That failure to stop after a collision is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days incarceration and or $100 fine plus court costs. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Like with the others, first question I'll ask, do you wish to be represented by an attorney?
Yes, sir.
It's a public defender case.
Amber here, on behalf of Mr. Woods. We would just be waiving the formal reading of the complaint, standing mute to the charges, and asking for an adjournment of the pretrial.
And in having waived formal reading, standing mute, the court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial in this matter will be adjourned April 20th, 2022. at 9 a.m. or as your Zoom invite indicates, as to bond. Okay, so here we go. Let me just take this off of here. Court recalls the case. People versus Benita Wilson.
Caitlin Kirby on behalf of the people.
All right, Ms. Wilson, now you can unmute.
All right.
State your name.
Benita Wilson.
All right, Ms. Wilson, you are before the court on a complaint that alleges that on November 11, 2021, at the location of 5450 Carpenter Road, that being Sam's Club, that you did commit the offense of retail fraud in the second degree. You understand the nature of what you're charged with?
No, not really.
Okay. Ma'am, the complaint alleges that on November 11, 2021, at the location of 5450 Carpenter Road, the complaint alleges specifically that you did, while at Sam's Club and while it was open to the public, steal certain property that was offered for sale by Sam's Club at a price of $200 or more, but less than $1,000. That might commonly be known as shoplifting or other type of charges. Yeah. You understand the nature of that charge?
Yes.
That is a misdemeanor. It is punishable by up to 1 year incarceration, a $2,000 fine plus court costs. The fine could be increased at 3 times the value of the property. If that's greater than $2,000, that would become the maximum fine. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. First question I have for you, ma'am, is do you wish to be represented by counsel?
Yes.
This is a public defender case.
Yes.
Amber Harris with and on behalf of Ms. Wilson, we're going to waive the formal reading of the complaint and stand mute to the charges and requesting adjournment of the pretrial, Your Honor.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute. The court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial in this matter will be adjourned to April 20th, 2022, 9 a.m. or as your Zoom invite indicates. Court will set the defendant's bond at a personal recognizance $10,000 bond. Ma'am, as a condition of your release, there should be no use of any alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug. Do you understand that?
Yes.
I'm also going to indicate that you are not to enter any Sam's Club in the state of Michigan. You understand that?
Yes.
Thank you. We'll see you on the 20th.
All right, thank you. You got everything out?
Yep, sure do. Like, thank you.
Judge, I'm glad to see someone else is having a day like mine. So
yeah, you needed to be here before. I really hope you're not having a day like mine.
Well, I'll try not to make your day any worse than it's already been.
It's all right. I just, it's like banging your head against the wall. Eventually it stops hurting.
My father-in-law, God rest his soul, said, what is so nice about hitting yourself in the head with a hammer? And I'd always ask him what, and he'd say, it feels so good when you stop.
Yeah. April. Court calls the case. People versus Manmander Sandu. What are we doing?
I'm asking the prosecutor, what is the plea?
Well,
I haven't received. The problem is I haven't received it. I imagine.
Well, that's
I
why
thought
there
it was
are
in
phones. I don't know. What do you guys want me to do?
Your Honor, right. I have in the file for Ms. Londy that there was no offer, and a defense counsel, Jenkins, told her that the defendant will be pleading today. So that's where I'm at, and I have not had any conversation personally with Mr. Weinberg.
Your Honor, my understanding was there was going to be a plea doing a operating while intoxicated. So if that's the case, then I'd ask for an adjournment so I can reach out to the prosecutor again. If not, then I think we have to set the matter for trial.
Well, what do you want me to do?
I'd like you to adjourn it a couple of weeks so I'll be able to
April
talk to the prosecutor
20th,
personally.
2022, 9 a.m. or as the Zoom invite indicates. You guys get it together and I'll do what I got to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Court calls the case of People versus Julia Curran.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Kyle Dupuy on behalf of Ms. Curran.
She present?
I saw her in one of the windows.
There she is. All right. All right.
Your Honor, I believe the PD has her second case.
Yes, I think so.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good afternoon, actually. This is Shanati Kariakin-Ruli on behalf of Julia Curran.
All right. What are we doing on this?
Your Honor,
go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead, Mr. Dupuy.
Dupuy.
I apologize.
Your Honor, I was looking for a 2-week adjournment. I was in discussions with the Ms. Kirby regarding possibly resolving the matter short of trial. I think we need a little more time to work on that.
Kyle?
And
could I judge something, please?
Pardon?
Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
I speak freely in the courtroom with my free speech.
Okay. Well, you can go ahead, Julia.
I wrote something for you. It means a lot, and I wanted to share it with everyone.
Okay, go ahead, Julia. And just so that people know, you and I go way back, a long time. So go ahead, Ms. Curran.
Honorable Judge Simpson, you have helped me so much in my life. Please believe me when I tell you, I hope this is one of the last times that we meet. And I don't say that in vain. I won't ever get to forget you, but I will always remember you fondly. Thank you. Sincerely, Miss Julia Curran.
Not sure what to say, Julia. I don't know that thank you really is enough, but it really isn't even about the words that you're saying that I'd be saying thankful or saying thank you for. So I'll just blurt it out. It may not come out quite right, but I'll try my best. And that is, I thank you for being here today. I thank you for, although through all of our fights, and we call them fights, whatever we went through over the past almost 2 decades, that we didn't give up. You didn't give up. And you can thank me, but I want to thank you for during those moments when things would be less difficult for you, that you chose life and that you chose to try to live your life. So while you might be grateful to me, I don't know that I'm all that brilliant. I don't know that I'm necessarily worthy of that. But I will just say that I think it's just fantastic to see you. I always get a little bit on pins and needles whenever your cases are called, because through our history, I would never know whether or not you would show up. And then I would be worried that something terrible had happened to you. So I've had a very long day, but I appreciate the fact that you brought this blessing of seeing you today to me. It's made it all worth it going through all of this. Okay. So what I want you to do is I'm going to grant the adjournment of both of these cases to the 20th. I want you to just, you do this old judge a favor and just continue to try to take care of yourself and grow as a person. Because that's all from day one that we met, through all those fights, through all those arguments, through all the time you were going to tell me how to do my job. All I wanted more than anything in the world is that you just live life and you enjoy it. So just do that for me until we see each other again on the 20th. Okay?
I hope that I can make you proud and be your most kindred.
Julia, you've already made me proud. You're here.
Thank you.
You know, Julia, you know that there were times, and I would be dealing with your mother mainly, but as I think back on it, there were times that we thought we lost you. So, like I said, the very fact that you're here, you've made me proud. So the important thing is make yourself proud. All right. And you should be proud of yourself. It's been a long journey for you. All right. And just, you're welcome. Just one other thing, Julia. Through the pandemic, and you said, hopefully the last time that you'll see me. I think during the course of these 18 years, there were times both of us thought, like, I wish I don't see that person again. All right. But I don't know that either one of us necessarily meant it. All right. So don't, if you think it's a worry for me to see you, or that you've done something bad or something along those lines, never is. And so for as long as I am blessed to have this seat, and as the courts open back up, you're always more than welcome to stop by and just say hello. All right. What'd you say?
I said, I will always think of you while I'm driving towards Carpenter on Washtenaw.
All right. Yep. That's where it was. And sometimes you came here voluntarily, sometimes you didn't, but that's where you ended up, right where I am. All right. So sometimes when you're driving along there and you're just like trying to figure out, maybe I come to your mind, you can stop in. You don't even have to say anything to me. You can just like go to the courtroom door. You can wave at me. I'll recognize who you are. I'll know it's you. All right, dear.
Even if I move out of state or away somewhere, because I made myself sometime, I will still write to you here.
Always drop me a note. Let me know that you're doing okay. Okay? All right, dear. So, counsel, I'm going to adjourn these out to the 20th.
If I may, for my case, Your Honor, for the PD case, there should be we submitted a referral for the treatment court.
Yes. And what I'd like to do, and I understand, I'll sign that referral, but as you can probably tell, I'd like these all kind of bundled up, and let's see if we can get it all together and just give Miss Curran one track. All right. And I know that will be the best for her if we can accomplish that kind of process. All right.
Sounds good, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. And Mr.
Thank you,
Dupree,
Judge.
does the 20th work for you, sir?
It does.
All right. Very good. All right. Thank you, folks. Thank you, Julia.
Right now.
Pardon?
You. I will write right now. Another court. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Take
Your
care.
Honor.
Yes.